MotorcycleHunters.com. Today we are checking out a 2000 Suzuki GSX 600. And this is that bike that is representative, obviously. Sort of touches back to the 90s with its head sort of leaning in the new millennium. So we've come a long way in 20 years with these motorcycles and these super sports and the super bikes. And to have one here in really good shape, condition, is kind of cool, really. It sounds awesome. You know, this has got the Yoshimura RS3 exhaust, the carbon fiber exhaust on it, so it definitely has that bit of growl and grunt. This has got the frame sliders on it. A couple little aftermarket things. Now, it's a 2000, so it is a used bike, so there are some blemishes. Like right there. There's a couple things here and there. Right there. A little bit of there. Just a couple scuffs on the tank. A little bit of cracking on the seat. But it's a 20-year-old bike. But when you see not a whole lot of mileage on it, it's been taken care of. Just a little bit right there. That's the worst of the worst, except for that little bit on the front. But again, when you're talking about sport bikes on a budget and you still want something that's going to give you a smile when you crack the throttle and you get out on the road, it's going to be comfortable for what a sport bike is, this is absolutely in that range. Right there. But all in all, it is a clean bike. Fully service inspected, detailed, ready to rock and roll when you come to take delivery. You know, every one of our bikes gets a 48-point checklist, and this is definitely one of those that gets it. There's some right there. There's the carbon fiber can. You see in the wheels. But for anybody that's wanted a GSX-R in the old SRAD style, well, here you go. New chain and sprockets. You can see, like I said, it's in great shape, except for the dings here and there and the paint missing on some spot. Couple spots. Let's see in here. 11,104 miles for a 2000. So that's really not a whole lot of mileage when you're thinking about it. So this is kind of like Last of the Gunfighters, so it is carbed. So you pull the choke. And I gotta pull the clutch, I think, on this one here. Here we go. That classic Kawasaki, Japanese, Suzuki, Yamaha, that whine that you get from a Japanese bike. This has got it. But you can always kind of tell. You can kind of tell the Kawis, you can kind of tell the Suzukis, the Hondas. They all have like some sort of a distinct tone to them, no matter what kind of pipe you put on them. And Yoshimura and Suzuki kind of go together like peanut butter and jelly. They always have. Yoshimura sponsored countless Suzuki racing efforts through the years. that's a snappy throttle, boy. That is gonna put a smile on your face. And it sounds good. It's not obnoxious either, which is really nice. So let's see here. This looks like low beam, high beam, low beam, high beam. There's your left signal. Left rear. Right front. Right rear. Let's go foot brake. There's your foot brake. And there's your hand brake. Good color scheme, the blue and the black with the silver accents. It's got a nice back seat for somebody. That's another difference. Modern sport bikes today, you know, we're talking the 2020s, they're easily half of this. So this is actually somewhat comfortable in terms of sport bike comfort. It's very relative when we're talking about comfort with a sport bike, because generally they're not built for comfort. They're built for speed. They're built to go around the track and cut your lap time down, and not really a passenger. However, people like passengers on these things, and it's nice when you can have some bit of comfort, and that's going to offer some comfort for you. It's giving you the loops if you have your bungee straps, your passenger pegs. But like I said, pretty much this bike, except for the exhaust, and these actually have the GSXR logo on them, the frame sliders. Other than that, those two things, the bike is stock. It's a good looking machine. So any of you guys that are out there that's looking for that nostalgic look, maybe you had one of these 20 years ago and you wanted another one that's going to have low mileage on it. Again, there's some blemishes, but that's to be expected with a used bike, especially something that's 20 years old and has been ridden 11,000 miles. But for that, a little bit of touch up here and there, a couple little things, this is a great bike for you. You could ride this every day. And like I said, we've gone through it, fully serviced, inspected, detailed. It's ready to rock and roll. Every bike that we put on the floor has a battery tender lead on it, which is stuffed underneath the seat, so that you can come into the garage, plug it in, you're good to go when you go out for your next ride. We offer financing, especially for locals. We do have some options available. We can deliver bikes in some cases. We can ship bikes. Have aftermarket warranties. But whatever we can do to help accommodate you, you got to let us know. Now, if you are, yeah, the alarm's going off after I started that bike up in here. So if you are digging the 2000 Suzuki GSXR 600, give us a call at 717-273-1809. You can see the full list of inventory at www.cyclehunters.com. You can email us at cyclehunters@gmail.com. But drink it in. It's a hot looking bike. It's a cool looking machine for sure. Well, riders, until the next bike, happy riding.